Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and if this is your first time of visiting this channel, I would like you to hit the subscribe button and don't forget to smash the notification bell so that whenever I post a new video you will get notified as soon as possible. Yeah, so we are back again. All right, it's a new week, and just as we normally do, we go through some few pairs and then see what the market has for us going into this week. All right, yeah, so last week was a rough week. Yes, look at just look at what the dollar index did last week. You see, for days we saw some consolidations and all that. So last week was a rough week for us, but fair enough, we had price hitting our first TPs. All right, we had price hitting our first TPs and then running back into our entry and even hitting our stop loss. Yeah, so that was even a break even week for us. Yeah, so that is just that. Let's see what the market has for us going into this week. Yeah. So basically, let's start with the dollar index and then see. Last week I told you that I wanted to see price break the zone. All right, and definitely we saw it breaking that zone. All right, we saw it breaking that zone and we saw price push to this area. All right, so going into next week I want to see price come to this zone. All right, yes, this zone is going to be my first area of interest. Yes, so when price gets here, then we look at how the market is going to react from here. All right, but going into this week I want to see price push. All right, I want to see price push to the side. So literally I'm going to be bearish again on the dollar index going into this week. Yeah, I'm going to be bearish again on the dollar index going into this week. So when the market opens, we are likely to see some up movements a little bit before the push to the downside. Yeah, so going into this week I am bearish on the dollar index. Let's look at what is happening on GBPJPY. Let's look at what is happening on GBPJPY. Yeah, so for GBPJPY, I've been bearish for some time now. Yeah, I've been bearish for some time now, and I haven't seen any change of direction. All right, so far as GBPJPY is concerned. So last week I was expecting to see price continuing to push to the upside, but it didn't happen that way. We also saw consolidations in the market the whole of last week. Yeah, we saw consolidations in the market the whole of last week. So going into this, I still want to see that push. All right, I still want to see that push to the downside. All right, so far as this high hasn't been violated. Yes, so far as this very high. All right, let's go back to the daily time frame and then see things clearer for ourselves. Yes, so far as this high, or even this high in particular, hasn't been broken, I'm still bearish on GBPJPY. Yes, so going into this week, yeah, going into this week, I'll be looking for bearish setups. All right, I'll be looking for bearish setups on GBPJPY. But once this high gets broken, all right, once this high gets broken, I'll look at how price is going to react when it gets here. If it breaks this and finally break this, that really will tell me that yes, we are up for some bullishness on the dollar index. All right, yeah, so be watching this high. All right, be watching this high, and then this high. All right, be watching those highs. If price breaks this high and breaks this high too, all right, because definitely if price should break this high, then definitely this high will also be attacked. All right, if price finally break this high, then it should give you the signal. it should give you the signal that we are up for bullish movement on GBPJPY. And so when that happens, you should start looking for buying opportunities. All right, you start looking for buying opportunities to this area. All right, yes. So if that happens, your TP should be around this area. All right, that is if this high is finally broken. But if it doesn't happen that way, then we will still continue to look for ourselves. Yes. So going into next week, that is my expectation on GBPJPY. Let's look at what is happening on AUDUSD. Let's look at what is happening on AUDUSD. So I'm bearish on a dollar index, and definitely I'm going to be bullish on AUDUSD. Yeah, so that is my expectation. All right, yes, I'll be looking for buying opportunities. I'll be looking for buying opportunities on AUDUSD. Why? This high has been broken. All right, this high has been broken. This high has been violated. All right, and I don't know if you see what I'm seeing. All right, this is a fair value gap you are seeing here. All right, you've seen a break in the market structure and then the creation of an imbalance. So there's a fair value gap. So going into this week, I want to see price retrace a little bit into this fair value gap, and then you see a continuation to the upside. Yeah, you see a continuation to the upside. So I'll be very, very observant. You can put an alert. All right, you can put an alert in this area. All right, for you not to miss it. All right, because this is where I'm going to enter the market. All right, this is exactly where I'll enter the market, and then my stop loss, I'll place my stop loss here. Yeah, I'll place my stop loss here. So going into next week, sorry, I don't know why I keep saying this, but going into this week, yeah, going into this week, that is my expectation on AUDUSD going into this week. Yeah, so that is just that. Let's look at what is happening on NZDUSD. So AUDUSD, NZDUSD, it should be the same expectation. All right, yes, it should be the same expectation. So for NZDUSD too, there has been a creation of a fair value gap. I've even done that here. All right, so this is where I'm going to enter the market. This is where I'll look forward to enter the market on NZDUSD. So I'll wait for price to retrace a little bit. All right, I'll wait for price to retrace a little bit into the zone, and then I will expect to see price push to the upside. Yeah, I will expect to see price push to the upside. So going into this week, that is my expectation on NZDUSD. All right, because at the moment we are seeing some short-term bullish order flow. All right, yes, we are seeing some short-term bullish order flow on both NZDUSD and then AUDUSD. And so what you have to do is to look for buy opportunities. Yes, market is bullish at the moment. Yeah, so that is that for NZDUSD. Let's look at what is happening on NZDJPY. Let's look at what is happening on NZDJPY. Yes, so for NZDJPY, last week I told you I will be expecting to see price push up a little bit to a particular zone. Yes, I told you I'm expecting to see price push up a little bit to the zone, and then we see a push to the downside. Because at the moment on higher time frame, NZDJPY is still bearish. All right, whatever bullish movement you are seeing is just a retracement. All right, it's just a retracement. So I'm really expecting to see price completing this retracement Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. All right, between Sunday and Tuesday, I'll be expecting to see price continuing or completing that retracement before we see a push to the downside. All right, but I wouldn't be surprised if I see some consolidations. All right, I see some consolidations before we see the push to the downside, because this week is NFP week. All right, yes, this week is NFP week, so you really have to be very careful in the market. All right, you don't go so much aggressive, because most at times, because it's an NFP week, the massive movement happens on the NFP day, that is on Friday. All right, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we are not going to see much price action movement on the market. So that is that for NZDJPY going into this week. So that's my expectation. Let's look at what is happening on AUD, Euro AUD. Yeah, let's look at what is happening on Euro AUD. Yeah, so for Euro AUD last week too, I made you aware that I want to see price retrace to this zone before we see a push to the upside. All right, and currently we are seeing it happening. I want to see price push a little bit further to this area, and then I'll start looking for buying opportunities to fill all these liquidity void we are seeing here. All right, let's see how much it's going to be. So from this zone at least to this area, that is going to give us about 690 pips. All right, yeah, don't forget this is a daily time frame, and once it pays out, or once it comes into flourishing, it's going to be a swing trade. Yeah, once it comes into flourishing, it's going to be a swing trade. You can join, but if you think you can hold, price to this area, all right, you can just get out when price get to this high. All right, you can get out when price get to this high. Let's see how much that would be. Yeah, that is even 302 pips. That's even 302 pips, which is enough, which is even so much enough for me as a swing trader. All right, yeah, so that is that for Euro AUD. I will expect to see price retrace a little bit, all right, to the zone, and then we see a push to the upside. All right, yeah, so basically this is where I want to see price retrace to. All right, yes, this is where I want to see price retrace to, because yes, this is where I want to see price retrace to. All right, somewhere around this zone. All right, somewhere around this zone. So what I'll do is I'll place an alert. All right, I'll place an alert here. You can also do same as well. All right, yeah, I'll place an alert here, and then just leave it until I get a notification that finally price has gotten here. All right, but you can even place a buy limit here. Once it triggers, all right, and then you place your stop loss somewhere around this zone. Yeah, so that is my expectation on Euro AUD going into this week. All right, yes, so let's look at what is happening. Let's look at what is happening on AUDJPY. Let's look at what is happening on AUDJPY. So NZDJPY, AUDJPY, similar plan. All right, yeah, so just as we saw for NZDUSD, we are seeing the same thing on AUDJPY, just that AUDJPY is already in the zone. All right, yeah, so going into this week, going into this week, we might see a little bit push up, and then I'll expect to see price start pushing down. All right, yes, ultimately this is where this is my final area of my final zone where I'm expecting to see price get to. All right, yes, this is where I'm expecting to see price get to. Yeah, so going into this week, I want to see price push a little bit up, and then we see a push to the downside. All right, and we see a push to the downside. So that is my expectation on AUDJPY going into this week. All right, let's see if we can see things clear on a lower time frame. Yeah, so this is a look. So this is what happened last week. Yeah, this is what happened last week. All right, I was expecting price to push to the downside because I thought, okay, price has separated into the zone already. So we entered, and then at least we took some profit, and then we saw price push to the upside, coming to our stop loss. Yeah, and then I'm seeing liquidity here. All right, yes, I'm seeing liquidity here. So going into this week, before price pushes to the downside, we will grab this liquidity. All right, we'll grab this liquidity we are seeing here before it pushes to the downside. All right, yeah, so that is my expectation on AUDJPY going into this week. Let's look at what is happening on EURGBP. Yeah, so GBPJPY, EURGBP, I should be seeing the same expectation. All right, yeah, I should be seeing the same expectation. Yeah, we are still, I'm still seeing bullishness. All right, so far as this high has not been taken out. All right, yes, so far as this high hasn't been taken out, sorry, bearishness. Yes, so far as this high hasn't been taken out, I'm still bearish. Yes, until this high is taken out, I'm still bearish. All right, just as I made you aware on GBPJPY. Yeah, so last week too, this is what happened on EURGBP. Yeah, this is what happened. All right, yeah, this is what happened. We entered here, price managed to get to our TP1, that is our first take profit, and then later on we saw a push to the upside, coming back to our entry and even in our stop loss zone. Yeah, so going into next week, all right, going into next week, price might push up a little bit, but one thing I realized was that I didn't see this. I didn't see this other block you are seeing here. All right, so definitely that is going to be my point of interest. All right, if this high is broken, I want to see price respect this other block before we see a push to the downside. All right, yeah, so that is that for EURGBP, because look at the impulsive move to the downside, and look at the number of candles which is being used to fill this impulsive move. All right, look at the number of candles for the correction move, and look at the number of candles for the impulsive move. So that should tell you there is still bearish momentum so far as EURGBP is concerned. But let's look at what happens going into this week. All right, yeah, so this area is going to be where I'll expect price to push up to, and then we see a push to the downside. All right, yeah, so that is that for EURGBP. Let's look at what is happening on USDCAD. Let's look at what is happening on USDCAD. For USDCAD, price is still in a bearish environment. Price is still in a bearish environment. So what we have to do is to wait for a retracement. All right, this low has been broken. So what we have to do, simply have to do, is to wait for a retracement to this zone, and then we look for sell opportunities to this area. All right, we look for sell opportunities to this. We look for sell opportunities to this area. All right, yeah, so that is my expectation on USDCAD going into this week. Finally, let's look at what is happening on USDJPY. Yeah, for this pair, my assistant, all right, my assistant drew my attention to it last Friday, that hey, there's something going on USDJPY, just check it out. And I opened it, and I saw something interesting. Right, I saw something interesting. So that is that. So we've seen price taking out this low. All right, we've seen price taking out this low. So currently we are seeing some little bit of consolidation. I'm bearish on this pair. Right, so going into this week, I want to see price push to the downside. Yeah, going into this week, I want to see price push to the downside. All right, yeah, so that is that for USDJPY. All right, that is that for USDJPY. that is that for USDJPY going into this week. All right, guys, so that is that for this week. All right, yeah, that is that for this week. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please just hit on the subscribe button. All right, I like how gradually the YouTube community is growing. All right, if you've been very supportive, thank you so much. All right, if you haven't subscribed, please do me that favor. All right, I want to see a lot much more subscriptions. All right, that will really change me, or that will really cushion me to be giving you more content. All right, more content and even educational ones as well. All right, yes, so I want to see you guys subscribing to the channel. All right, let's move up. Let's move up. All right, let's move up. Maybe if you're not part of my Telegram community too, don't forget the link is in the description below. Just click on it and become part of the Flax Forex community. If you want to become part of my VIP channel too, just DM me on Telegram. All right, my user ID is also in the description box. Just DM me on Telegram, and then I will not hesitate to add you up to my VIP as well. All right, yeah, so that is that for this week. I'll come your way again next week. I wish you all good luck and good trading.